Ride on their ass, 160 read on the dash, hand on the wheel and my feet on the gas. Got everything on smash. Don, no, Mar, let's get it. Reek the Ville, J-Do, what up? See the way we do it, see the way we cut up. Put your money where your mouth is, or shut up.
Velocity. Level 5 upgrade. Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a quick upgrade to Velocity here, and it's not really much of an upgrade as it is as a modification. As you guys all should know, I have the Traxxas CVDs inside Velocity here. And with that you have those little O-rings that go along that hold the pins in place. Well, I have problems with those O-rings coming off and stuff, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be replacing the O-rings with little slips of, let me get this to focus. There we go, little slips of shrink tube. Now, Dark Ecliptic Heart did this in one of his update videos as a background, so this time around I'm just going to do it as an upgrade an actual upgrade for it. So, let's get started. Alright, first off what we're going to do is we're going to remove all 4 tires, and each of them are held on with a 7mm nut. Next up, we're going to remove the screw that holds the toe link onto the caster block. With the screw removed, we can now pull the toe link off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be screwing these 2 pivot balls that are inside the caster block evenly. So I'm going to unscrew one a little bit, and then I'm going to do the bottom a little bit until it comes right on off. With the pivot balls unscrewed, the caster block and the drive shafts come right on out. Next up, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be removing the grub screw that goes into the aluminum hex hub. With the grub screw loose, the hex hub should come right on off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this little pin that goes through the drive shaft. You want to be careful not to lose this little pin because, yeah, you will not be able to spin your tire without it. Come on. There we go. Alright, next up what we want to do is we want to slide the drive shaft right on out. And now we can put these all to the side and move on to the central drive shafts. Next up what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the 2 skid plates that are on the bottom. The front one, which is held on with 5 screws, and the middle one, which is held on with 8 screws. With all the screws removed, the 2 skid plates should come right on off. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take 0.15mm screwdriver, and we're going to be unscrewing these 2 grub screws that hold both drive shafts in place. With the grub screws removed, the drive shaft should be able to come right on off. You gotta just push them back, and you can slide them right on out. Just like so. Now that I have all 6 drive shafts out of the RC, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this little O-ring, and then I'm going to take a little strip of shrink tube, and I'm going to slide it over the little groove that the O-ring was in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a match and just light it over it and let it shrink into position. And you're going to do that for all 6 of them. With the shrink tube on the drive shaft, it is time to put them all back on the RC. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking the drive shaft, sliding it into its cup, and then pushing it into the transmission, where I'm going to be putting the 1 grub screw through here, which I'm doing with the front and rear. With the central drive shafts in place, it is time to put the skid plates back on. The center one will be held on with 8 screws. 4 up front, 4 in back, and the very front one is held on with 5 screws. 1 for the turnbuckle and 4 for the bulkhead. Alright, with the skid plates installed, now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the caster blocks. First what we're going to do is we're going to take the drive shafts and slide them through. And then we're going to take the little metal pin that goes through the drive shaft and slide it on through. Just like so. You want to make sure they are even. There we go. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the aluminum hex hub, slide it into place, and then screw down this 1 grub screw. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take our caster blocks and we're going to take the drive shafts, slide them on through near the little cup that they go into, and then we're going to screw in the pivot bolts, going a little bit in each one, making sure this goes into there correctly. Next up, what we're going to do is we're going to take the toe links and then we're going to slide them into the caster blocks. Then we're going to put the one screw in that holds it in place. Alright, lastly, what we got to do is we got to take the tires, slide them onto the post, and screw down the 7mm nut that holds it in place. With that, guys, this upgrade is done. Now I will no longer have to worry about those little O-rings drying out and cracking and breaking, and then those little pins that hold the drive shafts together go flying out and the whole thing just gets all... I will no longer have to worry about that all happening. I suggest doing this. The shrink tube does hold up a lot better than these little rubber O-rings. So I do want to say shout out to Dark Clip to Cart. I originally saw this on his update video, one of his update videos, as well as Kyle, because I remember him mentioning something like this a while back. So I want to thank them both and have a good day. And that was Velocity's level 5 upgrade.